sanctuary. You don't have to worry, just come on in. Welcome to the presence, welcome to the family. You know you don't have to hesitate, just come on in and get down.
I saw you peeking through the window. I bet you're wondering just
What's going on?
what you're sneaking around. This is where you belong. So open up the doors now. Welcome to the temple.
Welcome to the sanctuary. You don't have to worry, just come on in. Welcome to the presence, welcome to the family. You don't have to hesitate, just come on in and get down. Now did you notice all the love around you? And did you hear all the voices raised in song? I hope you get yourself dancing and singing along. So let your body move now. Welcome to the temple, welcome to the sanctuary. You don't have to worry, just come on in. Welcome to the presence, welcome to your family. You know you don't have to hesitate, just come on in and get down to the beat now. Welcome, come on in. Welcome, come on in.
Welcome,
come on in.
come on in. Welcome,
Come on in. Welcome, come on in. Welcome, come on in. Welcome, come on in. Welcome, yeah. Welcome to the temple, yeah.
Come on in and sit
Down and get yourself down.
Good morning or stay standing. Let's wake everybody up with a new day.
Wake up and breathe in deeper than yesterday. Take on the morning like your soul's been remain. Roll down the windows, let your cares fly away. Good things are yours to claim, you don't have to wait. Yeah. All across the sky, new mercies rise, and the future's bright. Oh, this is a new day. Everything's bursting with hope, coming alive this moment. You got a freedom, no looking back anymore. Open your eyes, it's coming. This is a new day. The old has gone away, the old has gone away. This is a new day. Don't let it slip away, don't let it slip away. Go on and reignite impossible dreams. Become the one you never thought you could be, yeah. All across the sky, new mercies rise, and the future's bright. Whoa, this is a new day. Everything's bursting with hope, coming alive this moment. Oh, you got a freedom, no looking back anymore. Coming to eyes, it's coming. This is a new day. The old has gone away, the old has gone away. This is a new day. Don't let it slip away, don't let it slip away. Love hasn't given up on you. Love hasn't given up on you. Love is making the old things new today and every single day. Love hasn't given up on you. Love hasn't given up on you. Love, oh yeah. Everybody clap your hands. alive this moment. The old has gone away, the old has gone away. This is a new day. Don't slip away, don't slip away. It's a new day. It's a new day. It's a new day. Oh yes, it's a new day. It's a new day. It's a new day. Oh.
Miawen Omenemem, Neto Reverend Jeffrey Ryan. We here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral lands of the Cahuilla, Gabrielino Tongva, Kizh, and Luiseno peoples. We commit to live in right relations, to love our neighbors, to seek justice and loving kindness, and to walk humbly upon this land. We recognize our oneness so that we may decolonize our minds and set each other free from the pain of racism and violence. To live better as Great Spirit intended, in harmony with nature and with one another. So good morning, Riverside. Welcome to Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, where? Love lives here, absolutely. It is great to have all of you joining us here in the sanctuary this morning on this cold and, well, it's not rainy right now, but this cold and rainy weekend. Everybody is all bundled up here, and I'm in my short sleeve shirt. So there you go. I don't know what to tell you about that, but here we are. So it's great to have everyone with us this morning. All of you joining us here in the sanctuary and our beloved family online as well. Good morning to Mom and Dad in Vegas. Good morning to Corey Windsor Stevens. Good morning to Jan Liga. Good morning to Dinah and Stu and Barbara. It's great to have you joining us from Idaho this morning. And good morning, Michelle, joining us from Arkansas this morning. So great to have you joining us this morning online. And all the other beloveds who are online who haven't yet said hello, go ahead and say hello online so we can give you a shout out and welcome you this morning as well. So it's the end of February. Oh, my gosh, how did that happen? Francis and I were just like, okay, it's like, wait, it's the end of February. Wait, when didn't the new year just start? So yeah, evidently. But here we already are. So today we are wrapping up our series for these 2 months here of laying the foundation, and next week we start our new series, Living into the Vision. But we'll get all to that a little bit later. Right now, I invite us to, if you're still feeling cold, I invite you to get up and move and groove a little bit here and get some energy flowing, some blood circulating as we sing our opening song, This Joy.
This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world didn't take it away. Strength, the strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Love, this love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Pride, this pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Peace, here we go. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me.
Hello, maybe. Good morning. My name is Amber Holland, and I'm one of your licensed spiritual practitioners here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. Practitioner Jeannie, Jeannie Akatiota, and I will be available after service for a brief moment of prayer in the prayer room behind the lobby. Please do not leave here with anything on your heart. We would love to pray with you and absolutely know that prayer works. Now please allow this music to take you into the silence, followed by this morning.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wake to these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence, I find God, I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world filled with chaos and noise. I wake to these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find God, I find myself.
And resting into that still quiet place, that place where God is, where love is, where there is only one illuminating light in the darkness, one sound, one voice. It is the name of all names, the name that I call Jesus, the divine, the inner knower, the source of all that is good and perfect. It is the beauty and perfection of snow, of light, of breath. It is the perfect peace and flow of every river and every stream. It is the wholeness of humanity. and the heartbeat of mankind. And it is everything that I am. I know that I am made of everything that God is. From the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, I am made in pure and perfect spirit. And as I know this for myself, I know this for each and every person here and within the sound of my voice, that we are connected to this source, this power, this truth. Dancing, frolicking, in love, with all of the goodness that is God, with the power and perfection of spirit, with the peace and a fullness and a wholeness of the divine, with the love that is abundant and never-ending. And knowing this, I know that we leave here today not with anything that has caused us any harm or discord, that we let each and every piece of our being let go of any pain that has been caused, past or present, that we breathe in the truth that this moment is all that is, that forgiveness, that letting go is our truest nature, that we are free, we are love, and we leave here free, full of love, knowing that we are whole as spirit is, walking in love, leading with compassion. And I simply let this be so, and together we say, and so it is.
I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you,
Thank you. Thank you. Breathing that in. Thank you, Austin, for taking lead on that, and Jabel for singing the Hawaiian, and Jeff for just adding that beautiful lyricism to it all. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And thank you to Ray for keeping him on track. There you go. Just lovely. All right. So if you hadn't guessed already, that we're going to be talking a little bit about forgiveness this morning. And so today, when we say our focus statement, let's say it with all the F's, shall we? Jocelyn? All right. Let's say it with all of the F's. So how are we going to say our focus statement this morning? Give me some F's. Fancy? Fantastically? Fervently? Fully? Freely? All right. So we got some. All right, are you ready? Here we go. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Yes, 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 absolutely. So let's say hello to more of our online folks. We see more folks joining us here in the sanctuary and more folks joining us online. Good morning to Vicky and Marty. Good morning to John and Lupe. Good morning, Earl and Denise. Aloha kakahiaka to Wayne and Casey. And good morning to the Stringfellows. It's so good to see all of you joining us online. And John says, love this, thank you. Yes, absolutely, John. We are lifting you and Lupe high in love and prayer, affirming your wholeness and your perfection. They are experiencing COVID in their house today. So we are knowing ease and flow, and the breath of life is breathing each one of you right where you are. So sending you and knowing your highest and best. Absolutely. So, all right. So how y'all doing? What? Great. All right, great, fantastic. Okay. Sally's sitting over there looking a little cold, but great. Okay. All right, wonderful. So this year here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, we are working with the theme of Riverside Thrive, Live Your Best Life. And as I mentioned at the top of our time together, that we have for the past 2 months been looking at laying the foundation. We've been talking about the core concepts, most of the 10 core concepts of this thing that we teach here, this philosophy that we teach here at Centers for Spiritual Living. And so we've been looking at our core concepts, and we've talked about most of them. And today we're focusing on core concept number 8. Core concept number 8 is the power of forgiveness. It is talking about forgiveness. You ready? You ready to buckle in? All right, here we go. Because last week when we talked about releasing, and I invited you to do the process of going in and listening to what it is that you are being called to release so that you can step greater in, closer, and more in alignment with the vision of 2023 for yourself, for your life. As I've been inviting you to do that, perhaps what came up for you last week to let go of, I don't know, was resentment, blame, shame, finger pointing, accusations. Some of those things maybe came up. All right. Very common for those things to come up, and I'm seeing a lot of heads going, All right. So very common for those things to come up. So one of the key practices that we can use to release these things is the practice of forgiveness. And perhaps that even came up for you as like, okay, yeah, my next action step or the next indicated step or what would support me in releasing this thing that's come up for me to release would be the practice of forgiveness. Yeah? Maybe that was one of them for you. Forgiveness. That's why we have the slide there that goes, do what? Do what? Right? I love the little dog. It reminds Jocelyn of Ed's and my dog Paisley, because Paisley can do her laying her ears back and give you the side eye, like, I don't think so. Because when we talk about forgiveness is one of those words that's like, I don't want to forgive. If I forgive, then I have to forget, and I'm not willing to forgive, and I'm not willing to forget because they did me wrong. They did me dirty. How could I ever forgive that? No. Don't ask me to forgive. I'll do all kinds of other stuff. I will sit on my meditation cushion. I will pray. I will vision. I will go walk a labyrinth. I will do all kinds of practices, but do not ask me to forgive because, it's unforgivable what happened to me. Absolutely, positively. No way, no how. I was going to say something else. But anyway, no way, no how, right? So, what we talk about forgiveness here at Centers for Spiritual Living, when we look at how we approach spirit, how we approach one life, one power, one presence, how we approach the oneness, the universe is happening in the eternal now. Each moment is complete and perfect within itself. There is a divine order, there is a divine harmony. Remember that if there is only one, it's all wholeness. Everything is included in the wholeness. There is complete integrity in the wholeness. There is nothing outside of the one, right? So, in this universal harmony, justice without judgment is always automatic. It's an infallible principle. There cannot be any place for divine anger, the wrath of God, unforgiveness, or punishment. God's not coming to punish you because you look cross-eyed at your sister when you were 5 years old, right? You're not going to burn in Hades forever and ever. It doesn't work that way. Because if God is all in all, if Spirit is all in all, it is the one. It is one love, one power, one presence. Therefore, it cannot be hate. It cannot be anger. It cannot be disappointment. It cannot be like shaming and, you shouldn't have done that. Because it's love. It's unconditional love. So the worldly suffering that we experience is simply a misuse of the divine principle. And what is that divine principle? That divine principle is the law of cause and effect. So when we stop making the mistake, the effects of our mistakes stop happening. Wow, right? So sin, the word sin, S-I-N, is another word for mistake. So if you want to go with the sin word, you can. When you stop sinning, then you stop experiencing the effect of the sinning. When you stop making the mistake, you stop experiencing the effect of the mistake. Or if you want to call it, if you stop misusing the law of cause and effect, when you stop if you stop that one cause, it no longer has an effect. You can start a new cause that has a different effect, right? So when we stop misusing the law or feeling ourselves separate, which is also a misuse of the law, when we stop misusing the law, then that is what is called God's forgiveness. Because the law itself, it's simply responding to that impersonal principle. It's simply working out that impersonal principle. When you stop doing X, its effect Y will also cease. Or when you stop thinking one way, then the propensity of those thoughts then cease to have that same effect. And so this is because the law itself is impersonal. It doesn't care. It doesn't care who uses it, right? Anybody in this room or anybody online could go out and plant a bird of paradise, and you're going to get a bird of paradise. You're not going to get a rose bush if you plant a bird of paradise. If the bird of paradise you think doesn't fit in your garden and you don't like it anymore, then what do? You rip it out and you put in a rose bush. It's just that simple. It's a cause and effect. So when we stop perpetuating the cause, when we stop living in that cause, then the effect also has to stop. And that is forgivingness from that larger perspective. But in the human realm, in this incarnation, in this individualization of oneness, the forgiveness is the process that allows us to live into and in the eternal now that is always. And so it's essential that we wholly forgive ourselves and others before we can really flourish and grow. If you're holding on to old resentments, if there's any injury, real or imagined, which you have not yet forgiven, there is an insurmountable block in your way, in your path of spiritual progress. And I'm here to tell you, forgiveness is not a one and done. It's like, oh, I forgive. Okay, I'm good, right? Because then you're in a Costco parking lot, and I'm like, I am not feeling very forgiving right now, right? And then it's another opportunity to go back to, okay, I forgive myself for judging. I forgive these people for being in my way. I forgive this person for reaching across and grabbing the Ritz cracker that I already know what it tastes like. Fine, right? It's a constant opportunity to come back to the practice of forgiving ourselves and forgiving others. And so we have the opportunity to practice on a daily basis. Unforgiveness and holding resentment is a misuse of the law. The more we continue to hold on to the resentments, the more we continue to be unforgiving, we are continuing to perpetuate something that we don't want to experience in our lives. We're continuing to perpetuate the separation. We're continuing to perpetuate the feeling that we're experiencing. Then we, my beloveds, are causing our own suffering. Because I can guarantee you the people that did me wrong earlier this week are probably sitting on a beach drinking a Mai Tai or a margarita right now. And they have no clue that they did me wrong. None. So, who's in prison here? Who's suffering here? Not them. They're having a good old time watching the waves roll in, laying back underneath the rattan umbrella, drinking their umbrella drinks. Me, I'm here in Riverside, mad as hell. And who's that serving? Absolutely nobody. Certainly not serving me. But as long as I hold on to that and I use that as, oh, this is evidence because not only did they do me wrong this week, they did me wrong last month, they also did me wrong 2 years ago, they did my friends wrong a year ago, point. And they're having a good old time in their ski chalets on the hills of Colorado, drinking hot toddies on the beaches, Puerto Vallarta. They don't know. They're not even thinking about me. In fact, they don't even know they did me wrong. How crazy is that? Who's suffering in this situation? I am. And if this is resonating with you, you are, right? When we are not forgiving, when we hold on to the resentments, when we hold on to the accusations, when we're holding on to anything, remember, when we're holding on, we've got two closed hands, we've got two closed fists. We can't receive anything better because we've got closed fists, we've got a closed heart. So we have the opportunity to use this practice of forgiveness to release what we're holding on to and to open our heart space. Yes? So is this making sense, how forgiveness is a key spiritual practice? Yes. So one of the ways for remembering that forgiveness is a key spiritual practice is you've heard the phrase, atone for your sins. Oh, there we are talking about that kind of stuff again. Atone for your sins. But if you look at atone, at one, A-T-O-N-E, at one, this is an opportunity to look at the mistakes that we're making or the accusations that we're making, the judgments that we're making. It's an opportunity to look at that from a place of oneness and bring ourselves back into alignment with the who of who we are. The at one meant. At one. Bringing ourselves back to the one. Power and presence. The one love that is all, through all, as all. Good so far? Warming up to forgiveness? A little bit? All right. So the Buddhist principles of forgiveness. Forgiveness is understood that it is to end the suffering and to restore the dignity and harmony of our life. So that's just back to what we were talking about with our own core concept, right? It's a divine harmony. So forgiveness is understood to end suffering and bring us back to our one life. Fundamentally, it's for our own sake, it's for our own mental health, it's the way that we let go of the pain that we carry so that we can move forward. Forgiveness is not about forgetting, or forgiveness is not about condoning behavior. Forgiveness is the opportunity to separate the actor from the action. Try that again. Separating the actor from the action. You've heard me talk about it before. Separating the unskilled behavior from the person, right? We don't have to say that we are forgiving the actions or condoning the actions or justifying the actions. We are forgiving, and we can also say that we will never again knowingly allow those things to happen. We can resolve to never again permit such things, such harm to come to ourselves or to another. But it is an awakening. It's not a, like, okay, forgive and forget. But what it is it's a way of freeing ourselves. Because in forgiveness, when practiced, it willingly acknowledges what is unjust, harmful, and wrong. And it recognizes that the sufferings of the past and understands the conditions that brought them about. Let me say that again. It willingly acknowledges what is unjust, harmful, and wrong. And forgiveness bravely recognizes our sufferings of the past and understands the conditions that brought them about. So there's this phrase that has been attributed to a variety of different people, including Lily Tomlin. I haven't found the actual source because nobody's really found the actual source, but I love the phrase. And it says, forgiveness means giving up all hope for a better past. Forgiveness means giving up all hope for a better past. Trying to change what's back there. The hope that, something back there, if only back there. So that hope keeps us focused behind us, where forgiveness turns us, allows the past to be what it was, allows us to look at it, accept it for what it was, acknowledging what is unjust, harmful, and wrong, but it recognizes that those are the sufferings of the past, and it understands the conditions that brought them about, which then brings us to a place of choice. And what do we know about choice? Choice is empowering. When we have a choice, when we see an option, when we see multiple paths, even if it's just 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or a gajillion paths, once we have that choice, then we have freedom. We have a way forward. We have a pathway forward rather than looking in the rearview mirror and holding on to the hurts, holding on to the pain, holding on to the stories. Forgiveness is an act of the heart. It's a movement to let go of the pain, the resentment, the outrage that you may have been carrying for so long. It's an easing. And I would say for all of us, forgiveness is a process. It's an ongoing process. And especially when you've been deeply wounded, this work of forgiveness can take a long time. It can take years. You may go through many stages like grief, rage, sorrow, fear, anger, confusion. But in the end, if you keep working with the forgiveness practice, if you keep working with the forgiveness, and you allow yourself to really experience the pain that you have experienced and work through, forgiveness will come as a relief and a release in your heart. So this morning, I want to share with you a Buddhist practice of forgiveness. So we're going Buddhist here now, okay? This is what I love about our tradition. We draw from the wisdom of all of the major world's faith religions or faith traditions, and we draw from the ancient wisdom that is and the eternal wisdom that is. So there's a 3-step practice for forgiveness in Buddhism. There's multiple practices, but the one I'm sharing with you today is a 3-step practice. The first one is forgiveness of others. Then forgiveness for those who have hurt or harmed you, and then self-forgiveness. The reason it's done in this order is because there's a greater compassion, because when we understand that even though we are the protagonist of our own stories, we might be the antagonist of somebody else's story. In fact, we probably are the antagonist of somebody else's story, right? So while we're feeling really good about ourselves, we may have done harm. In fact, it's not may have. I'm sure each of us has. We're in human form. A curt word, cutting somebody off in traffic, whatever. It doesn't have to be major, like, oh, but I've never done this, and this. It's not about the actions, it's about the actor, remember? So we have all done some sort of harm. And when we realize that we have done this harm knowingly or unknowingly from our own pain, our own fear, our own anger, and our own confusion, that's how this has come about, that we did harm or we hurt somebody in this way, we're realizing that it came from those things within ourselves: anger, hurt, confusion, pain, fear. Oh, I have those. And if I have those, and I recognize that there's only one, then those who harmed me also have those: fear, anger, hurt, confusion, pain. And so I'm better able to then empathize. I'm better able then to possibly separate the actor from the action, the unskilled behavior from the person. And then, of course, there are those times when we have betrayed or abandoned ourselves through our thoughts, our words, or our deeds, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. So in my example earlier, if I remember that I too have caused harm, and that these people, then I can have more sympathy for these beloveds who are just doing their best. And so this is where the phrase, forgive them, for they know not what they do, comes in. Right? They're just doing their best. So I can have compassion for these folks. But then I also have the opportunity to turn within and go, but forgive me, for I know better. I know better. And I free myself. So the forgiveness is multifold. See how that works? All right, so I invite you to take a nice deep breath, shake it out, whatever you need to do, get comfy, sit with dignity, whatever that means for you, sit with reverent alertness, whatever that might mean for you, and take a nice deep breath. And we're just going to go through this threefold forgiveness process, the Buddhist process. And this will be available this week as our tool for the week. So if you're not getting all of it now, you can rewatch the video, and you can also check it out on the website and in the email that we send out tomorrow. All right, here we go. So first, breathing in and bringing your attention to your heart space. Feeling the openness of love. Feeling your heart beating. That you need for your heart beating. You're not there trying to mentally beat your heart. Your heart beats. Because it is being beat by the rhythm of the universe. The rhythm of the universe keeping time within you. It is the rhythm of the universe maintaining and sustaining its beloved creation, you. And it is the ever-givingness of spirit, which is unconditional love. It's withholding nothing from you. So in this eternal now moment, feeling the connection with spirit, we breathe in and recognize. And I'll speak in the I, but allow this word to be your word as well. There are many ways that I have hurt and harmed others, that I have betrayed or abandoned them, caused them suffering, knowingly or unknowingly, out of my pain, fear, anger, and confusion. And to these beloveds I say, I ask for your forgiveness. Please forgive me for having caused you harm. I now understand that I was unskillful and that my actions hurt you. And so I ask for your forgiveness. And with the next breath, I recognize there are many ways that I have been harmed by others, abused or abandoned, knowingly or unknowingly, in thought, word, or deed. I now remember that the many ways others have hurt or harmed me, wounded me, are out of fear, pain, confusion, and anger. I have carried this pain in my heart for far too long. And to the extent that I am ready to do so, I offer them forgiveness. To those who have caused me harm, I offer my forgiveness. I forgive you. I forgive you for all the ways that you have caused me harm. I now offer you forgiveness, whether the hurt came through your actions, thoughts, or words. I know that you are responsible for your actions, and I offer you forgiveness. And with my next breath, I recognize that there are many ways that I have hurt and harmed myself. I have betrayed or abandoned myself many times through thought, word, or deed, knowingly or unknowingly. For the ways that I have hurt myself through action or inaction, out of fear, pain, confusion, and anger, I now extend a full and heartfelt forgiveness. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself for all the ways that I have caused myself harm. I offer myself forgiveness, whether the hurt came through my actions, inactions, thoughts, or words. I know that I am responsible for my actions, and I offer myself forgiveness. I forgive myself. And so I invite you to take a nice deep breath in. Feel your presence here in your body. Feel your presence here in your room, in the room where you are seated. I invite you to return your awareness to the here and now, to the physical here and now, which is but a moment of the eternal here and now. Forgiveness, my beloveds, is about freeing ourselves. It's not for anyone else. It's for ourselves. The other side of forgiveness is freedom. And as I said, freedom is not just a one-time deal. That's why Jesus said, forgive 70 times 7, meaning that forgiveness is an ongoing process. It's an ongoing process. It's an ongoing process. But it is a process of freedom. It is a process of freedom. I'll close with this story. It's a brief story of two former prisoners of war who meet up after many years of being freed. They meet up together, and the one gentleman says, "So, have you forgiven your captors?" And the other man says, "No, never." And the first man says, Ah, well then, they still have you in prison. And so it is. All right. So I invite our practitioners to please stand and surround the sanctuary, as well as our core council members. I invite them to stand and surround the sanctuary. And I invite our band to take the platform. And let us come together in consciousness. Yep. So recognizing here and now that there just is the one power presence, the one infinite, eternal, the one ever-givingness, the one love that is all, through all, as all, the one love that is back of all of creation, this one love that I call Spirit, this one love that I call the divine, this one love that I call God. This one love that simply is all that there is. It is whole, perfect, and complete in its totality, in its integrity. There is nothing that is outside of this one, this oneness, this one presence. There's nothing outside of it. Therefore, there is nothing opposed to it. There is no other power standing against it. It is a universal love that operates through a universal law that always says yes, that is always saying yes, always responding, always saying yes. It is the law of cause and effect in motion, in creation. It is this creative process that is continuously bringing forth new creation, new life, new experiences, new expression. And I recognize that I am one with this one, that I am a divine emanation, impartation, manifestation, demonstration, expression, individualization of this one life, this one love, that right where I am, the power and the presence of God is, that right where I am, love is, that right where I am, wholeness, perfection, integrity, oneness is. And as I know that this is true of me, I know that this is true of all gathered here this day, of all life. It is true of all life because there is only one life in a magnificent multitude of individualized expressions. And so I speak my word here this day, recognizing that there is just this perfect wholeness. And so I release all those things that have been holding me back. I release those mistakes that have caused me to experience suffering or pain or anger or confusion. I release those things and let them be. I forgive them. I give them over for living. I give them. I forgive them. I forgive them. I forgive the actors, including myself, recognizing that it was out of this confusion, it was out of fear, it was out of anger, it was out of pain that I caused harm, or that harm has been caused. And so recognizing this deep compassion and returning to my oneness, returning to my at-one-ment, returning to this oneness, returning to this knowing, I set myself free. I set myself free from the pain, from the suffering. And I step forward freely into a new day, into a new way of being, into a new experience. I call it good, and I claim it here and now. Trusting and knowing that it is done as I believe. It is done as according to the propensity of my thoughts. It is done as I take action. That every thought, every word, every action is a reflection, is a transparency through which the divine is making itself known, because I am here to be the power and the presence of love made manifest. That is the purpose of my life. That is the purpose of all life, of each individual. And so we say yes to that purpose. We say yes to love. We say yes to life. And how thankful I am, how grateful I am to know this truth, how grateful I am to release that which no longer serves, how grateful I am to work and continue to work in the practice that is forgiveness. How grateful I am to be fully present here, now, in the eternal now moment. And so I release this word into the law, assured that it always says yes. As it is spoken, I let it be, and so it is.
Today I saw the sun, I stood out in the rain, watched the eagle fly again. I heard a baby cry, I walked right through a storm, felt the wind upon my face, and all the while I could not help but see the light that lives and breathes in you and me. And I am peaceful, I am grateful, I am thankful, I am hopeful, I am so full, I am thankful, I am. I hugged an old oak tree, the earth beneath my feet. I saw a shooting star above. I looked into your eyes and touched an open heart and fell into a whole lot of love. And all the while I could not help but see the light that lives and breathes in you and me. And I am peaceful, I am grateful, I am thankful, I am hopeful, I am so full, I am thankful, I am. I am grateful, I am thankful, I am hopeful, I am so full, I am thankful, I am, I'm so peaceful, I am grateful, I am thankful, I am, yes, I'm hopeful, I am so full, so thankful, I am so thankful, I am, I am, I am, yes, I am, I am, I am thankful, I am.
beloveds who are in service to go ahead and come on forward. And collecting on behalf of the congregation this morning are Frank Conley and Cindy Lambert. And receiving on behalf of the congregation this morning is practitioner Jeannie Kataoka. So I invite you to take out that which you're choosing to contribute this morning and place it over your heart space. An easy way to contribute is via text to give. Simply text 951-419-5858. Enter the amount you're choosing to contribute and hit send. It's just that easy. It's just like texting a friend, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're texting your friends and your family here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. Another way that you can contribute electronically is by going to the website, riversidecsl.org, and in the upper right-hand corner, you will see the word contribute, and you can click on that, contribute there. Or if you're in the room this morning, here in the sanctuary, you can also contribute the analog way through baskets. So whatever way works best for you and is most convenient for you, we greatly appreciate all of it. Your community appreciates you greatly. So I invite you to hold that which you're choosing to contribute over your heart space, and let's say this affirmation together. I give and receive freely and generously with an open heart and an open mind. The universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is. Snackies and coffee the whole time, in which case I'm really jealous. But we have a few announcements to do. So the first one is this coming Saturday. We have Ravens Call meeting. They meet on the first and third Saturdays from 9 to 10:30 on Zoom. So Ravens Call, again, is our nature-based group, nature-based spirituality group that is exploring the different seasons of the year. And so right now we are kind of coming to the end of winter, getting ready for spring, so we invite you to participate in that. If you've never joined Ravens Call before, you can go on our website, click on the Ravens Call button there, and then just register or sign in. That way, Shawnee can get information to you, okay? So that's that. And then on Sunday, we have, starting next week, Chair Yoga has got a new day and time. Miss Francis, it's during the day. Woohoo! All right. So, Chair Yoga will now be monthly on the first Sunday at 3 p.m. in Johnson Hall. If you have not had the chance to experience Chair Yoga with our fabulous James Woods, you need to do that. It is a must attend. It is a must be there, absolutely. So I know the Conleys love to come and enjoy. I do too. Lots of folks love to come and enjoy. So thank you, James, for bringing this to the community. We really do appreciate it. So thank you. All right, so that's happening. And then the following Saturday, we have our animal memorial service, Saturday, March 11th at 2 p.m. on Zoom, and that is being facilitated by our animal chaplain, Jeannie Kataoka. And if you would like to have your animal honored or celebrated via photo, please email your photo to Jeannie by Wednesday, the 8th of March, to have that included in the animal memorial service. And that will, once again, be held on Zoom, and we do have links to that on the website as well. So please attend that if that is something that is calling to you. Even if you haven't lost an animal, but you want to support others that have, we invite you to participate in this beautiful, beautiful ceremony. And then the Monday after that, Monday the 13th, we will be starting our Monday Midday with moi, Monday Midday, and we are looking at Living into the Vision, which is our upcoming series. But this Monday Midday will be happening from 11:30 to 1 o'clock on Mondays on Zoom and in person. Forgot to change that slide. Sorry there, Jossie. For Zoom and in person, so you can choose whatever format works best for you on the week that works best for you. I do ask that you commit to the 8 weeks, though, because what we are doing is each week builds upon the previous week, and it is a group coaching program that I'm offering. It's not a class, it's a group coaching program. So it's an opportunity for you to go deeper with a lot of these principles that we've been working with, laying the foundation for the past 2 months. It's an opportunity to really go deeper. And what it's going to be based upon is the Living into the Vision series. So we'll be talking about the concepts here in the morning, on Sunday mornings. I'll give you some practices to do like I always do, but then on Monday, we're really going to dive deep into really applying it for yourself, really applying it to your life. So I invite you, and we are offering it at what I'm calling priceless pricing, meaning there's no upfront cost. At the end of the 8 weeks, you donate to the center what you feel you got the value of. So that's how we're offering that. So that's Monday, midday, 11:30 to 1 on Zoom or in person, whatever works best for you. And then we have a month from today. This is where Francis and I were talking. I was like, I was already a month away. A month from today, we have our 81st annual membership meeting at noon, and this will also be in person and on Zoom. It'll be in person here in the sanctuary, and then Zoom. All active members will receive a Zoom link if you choose to join the meeting via Zoom. All right? And then we have our Spirit of Art auction. Is that right? Yes. So the Spirit of Art auction, the second annual, is going to be on May 20th, so save the date. If you are an artist or an artiste, or you fancy yourself an artist or an artiste, or you're an art collector, we are accepting donations right now to include in the art auction. And if you aren't any of those things but you want to attend, tickets are also on sale. So you can go onto our website and get all the information right there. All right. I think I'm done. I think we're done. So let us stand and let us say this affirmation together. Or after me, and then whatever, together. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I set myself free. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. And so it is. All right, let's do it. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. I receive it. And I move love forward. Because love lives here. Happy Sunday. Let's sing it.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind, love is in my body, love is in everything I do. I am it, share it, receive it, and I move it forward because love lives here. Love lives here.
Something wonderful is happening for me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind, love is in my body, love is in everything I do. I am it, I share it, receive it, and I move it forward because love lives here. Oh, love lives here. Oh.
Love lives here.
Have a great Sunday, you guys. It's time for snackies. When the world gets shut down and you're feeling lonely, when you can't find your truth or find your center, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we love each other, and the scars that we see just make you stronger. We breathe it in together. We'll hold you up with grace. We know that
Love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free.
so excited to be united with you. Well,
Love lives here. Love lives here.
when life gets you down, you can see the future. When it all seems too much for you to handle, there are many here who gather together. Oh,
Unconditionally.
we play together,
And the hurt that you feel will be set